neat. And alright, if I'm not mistaken, we are now live. Hello, how are you guys doing today? All 0 of you. Me making more Bompa. I'm gonna be doing more Bompa today. Come on now. Open. That's the stream. Okay, the last few times that I've done this, it's always been a hassle because the connection has always been off. It's always been buffering. I think now I'm just gonna let it happen because I don't know. I rewatched the stream and it doesn't seem to affect it. The performance, like on rewatches, as much. So this is a new scene that I'm working on. I finished the I was working on in the previous streams.
My brother.
So this is the next scene where Grandpa Bob is talking about how he would travel to Berlin from Bitburg, where he was at.
My brother and my sister.
Let me turn that up a little bit so I can hear it.
Sister-in-law were stationed in Berlin. So I took the troop train from Frankfurt to Berlin. Whereas you...
So, okay, one thing that's kind of tricky that I'm having to deal with here is just
Berlin.
First of all, there's like this transition. What I want is like kind of like a window wipe, or like a what's the word? Like a window, like a, okay, well, it's gonna be like a swiping transition, but the swipe will be like a glare in the window, if that makes sense. So it goes from this setting with Bompa's brother and sister-in-law here, and it will kind of swipe across the screen like this. We'll reveal Bompa sitting on the train, with looking out or right next to the window. So you got the window sheen kind of creating that transition, and I'm not quite sure how to go about creating, like, making like a rough outline for that transition just yet. So I'm just kind of keeping it as it is right now. I might just animate the window sheen coming across and worry about like creating the mask later. But as far as that, another tricky thing that I'm working on right now is like the camera movement, because it starts here, and the plan is Bompa's gonna like look, and then it's gonna zoom out to show him on the train right next to the road here, and then this guy comes in. This guy comes in. And like he does his whole thing because he's talking about how you could drive to Berlin in like 12 hours. So this guy's being like a huge douchebag. He's like, I can drive, but you can't. So Bompa kind of has that annoyed expression, and then drives away, and then it kind of either cuts or zooms right back in on Bompa sitting here.
You get on the troop
looking
train.
At his watch, and then he gets
it's
a little bit
12
tired.
hours on the train from Frankfurt to Berlin.
I really should mark these keyframes, but I guess, I don't know. Too lazy. I'm not working on a production right now, so I'm not
because every little town.
My teacher told me, I will always remember this experience recently when I was in class. Like, I didn't, in animation, you have to like put these charts, or at least traditionally you put these charts showing your timing and everything, and I am not used to that at all. I'm used to Toon Boom. That was not a part of my process, so I never really ended up doing it initially. And I remember I showed him my work. He asked me, did you do the charts? And I said, no, I didn't. And then he said, oh, well, then you're fired. Like, and in that moment I just kind of realized, oh shit, this is something that in a professional setting you kind of need. So that was kind of an eye-opening moment for me. So if you're just starting out animating, I don't mean to, like, I'm not an expert or anything, but maybe it'd be a good idea to like normalize putting in charts just to plan out your timing. I don't know if the process has changed, like the professional process has changed, like outgrown those charts, but maybe it would be just a good idea to have that habit just in case. And what I mean by the chart is like, okay, say you have, let's go to a better example. Let's say you have this frame and you want to go to this frame, right? So that happens over a period of time, right? So what you would do to mark that period of time and how many frames are there, you would create like a little bracket like this, put whatever number, like let's just say 1. This number is this pose. This is your initial pose. Whatever number that is, you would put there, and then whatever the next pose is, you'd put that number, right? And then you would just put in however many frames it takes to get to that next pose. So this is what I mean by like a chart. And one thing you can do if you want to know how to do the slow in, slow out, this would probably be like, you could have it favor one side or favor the other, or maybe have something like this. This is usually what, I feel like my charts end up kind of looking something like this. Like you got one frame kind of favoring the first pose, and then one kind of in between, and then 2 slow out frames. So that's something useful if you want to animate professionally. You might want to build up that habit. I don't mean to lecture, I just kind of like talking about this stuff. Hope the stream, okay, stream's doing fine. That would have been really annoying if I like went on that whole monologue and the connection ended up not working out. It has happened before where my, I've been streaming and something happens with the connection and I end up having to, they stop the stream automatically, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen this time. So, okay, enough talk. I'm going to animate now. So when I animate, I particularly, I don't know, Toon Boom allows me to kind of work backwards a lot of the time. That's how I like to. So I like to start with the kind of slow out frame. I feel like something's might just be because of all the my computer. I needed an upgrade, but whatever. Work with what you got. I kind of like to start with the slow out. I don't know why. I feel like something's... Yeah, that's okay. Could be better, but that's okay. One thing I was wondering about, like, when making this, since this is, like, dedicated to my grandpa, part of me, like, he died a few... Oh, geez, has it been, like, a year? I could be wrong. Relatively recently ago, he passed away. And I knew ever since I recorded the audio that I wanted to make a video commemorating him. And the tricky part about that was, like, I wondered if it would be better to wait until my skills were more developed, or if it was better to just get it done so I had that so the moment wouldn't be gone. You know what I mean? Like, it not necessarily the moment would be gone, but like I don't want to like put it off and forget about it because this is very important. This is dedicated to somebody that I love a lot. So I didn't want to just shelf it, you know what I mean? I feel like Bompa would want me to have fun though with this, so I feel like he would be like, "Oh, just make it, man. Just make it." He would be like, well, you do what you want to do. Even my grandma was like, well, we know you're busy with college. You know, it's not like they're making me do this, but I think it's nice. It's a nice thing to do. And I am, like, you know, I have fun making this. The rough stuff I don't like as much because that requires me to pay attention because I'm the type of person who just kind of likes to switch my brain off and just like fill in betweens or do cleanup work. Like doing all the setup, audio editing, rough animate, like all the posing, all the planning, it really does take your time and your attention. You got to put thought into it, otherwise it's not going to turn out very well. That's the that's the part that I don't like quite as much. The part that requires thought. But when you can get those, I'm not entire. That's the thing. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping. We're getting to the part of the stream where I'm kind of getting into it, so I might be a little bit scatterbrained in how I talk, so I apologize. But see, the thing is, this is rough animation, so I don't know like how much the hand leaves a lot to be desired. But I mean, it's also the rough stages anyway, so I don't know. I don't mind kind of filling in the blanks as I go along, you know. Just getting the general motion in there is what's really important.
It's
okay. You might need to be a bit slower. This part, he's kind of listing off. He's getting sleepy. And making something like this is what I was initially talking about, brings me back to like the old days. I would dedicate so much of my time, my childhood, just making short films. I remember I was like watching things like Star vs. the Forces of Evil and Gravity Falls, and I wanted to make something like that so bad. So I just became like a one-person studio making my own little series that didn't really go anywhere. And from there, I kind of started making short films for a little while, and I got really into it. But then, I don't know, I guess I just kind of fell out of the grind, I guess. But it's just nice to have something, like just like a long-spanning project to work on. Because that way, like, if you dedicate a little bit of your time to it each day, it feels like you're working towards something. You're always doing something creative. I'm the type of person, if I don't do something creative that day, I feel shitty about myself. Let's check on the stream. Uh-oh. Alright, the same damn error again. Well, I don't know, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it be. I'm just gonna let it do what it's gonna do. I think maybe, do I just need to, oh geez. Okay. Oh, this is weird. This is like way back, man. This is crazy. Yeah, it's really lagging. I don't know. I'm not interested in. I hate it. I wish it's because I don't. I'm doing this on a laptop. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this on a big old PC. So you get stuff like this. And my PC, I took out the battery because it was overheating. So I need to get a new battery.
it's
I just haven't gotten one yet. Not interested. Creative work takes a lot takes a toll on your computer. So there's so much that goes into it, so much concept work, so much everything. It takes up a lot of space. Like every character sheet or background, piece of concept art, piece of audio you record, every edit you make, every export, render, every test render is just takes up a lot of space. I wish I had a better computer situation because I want to do this streaming thing more, even if nobody watches it, because it's just kind of therapeutic to like talk myself through the process. And this way I can be more in the moment, and I can post something that day. That's one drawback to making a short film like this. They take forever, and I just see people who are just making things for the sake of making things. Okay, we need to fix that watch. Just making stuff for the sake of making stuff, and they're so current, like making a little parody animation about whatever video game came out or whatever meme is going on, or just like maybe like teleperte, is that how you say it? Just like having an incredible work ethic and just animating all the time and posting all the time, and that's part of how you get more of a following on YouTube. I've seen is just the consistency of it. You need to have a consistent presence, but I only have so much time. It's the problem. It's not like I'm a fucking CEO or whatever. Like I have no time in the world at all. Okay, that's a bit slow. That's a bit too fast. So I'm putting lots of slow ins and slow outs and shit. You know what? It's fine. Lots of slow ins, lots of frames. Because this is like he's slowly getting tired. That's what I'm going for here. In the original storyboard, I had like a pose where he kind of got pissed, scrunched up against the seat, with his arms crossed like a pissed off kid. But I don't know. I cut it because it might be more interesting to just have this like he checks his watch and then he kind of yawns. I don't know. I kind of just exchanged one pose for another. I feel like this would be more realistic to Bompa's reaction. That's why I'm doing that. Interesting. I'm so new to all of this stuff. I don't know how any of this shit works. I don't know how to make things run smoothly, but I don't care. No, maybe it's extend that one a little bit and then do. Huh? Okay. Okay, so the arm is the thing that's moving. The head isn't quite moving as much. One thing that I'm not doing as much, I'm just realizing this, that I'm not doing as much as offsetting secondary action. teacher told me that if you see how he's moving now, where his head is kind of moving at the same time as his hand. My teacher taught me that that isn't always quite as natural. It's almost like robotic, sort of. So sometimes it's better maybe if like I had the head kind of stall for a few seconds before. Sorry, before turning that way. Before like going forward. One thing that the reason I stop is because one thing I'm noticing is just how, and maybe the volume is kind of inconsistent here. Okay, I might need to change that. I don't like that. So okay, so let's keep it, because his chin, no, it's not like that. It's more broad than that. Oh, whoops. Is that better? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay. It's a little bit better. See, the thing, yeah, the chin, I always struggle with keeping volume consistent. That's always been a struggle for me. Okay, now here the chin is looking a bit more consistent. Okay, I see the problem. That's a little bit better. He's still moving though. That's good. You still get the movement in there. I think that's one thing that makes it so hard to keep the volumes consistent. It's because I want the pose to be over here. But sometimes the anatomy just doesn't make the position change as obvious or drastic as I would like, so I kind of morph the shape to fit that. It's a bad habit. Last night I watched Bullet Train. It's this really funky movie that I like. It was very fun. Some of it was kind of dumb, but I thought it was a pretty damn fun movie. Yeah, that hand isn't great. It's not great, but
it's
okay, let's try. What I'm gonna do? Let's check on the stream real quick. Yeah, it's still not doing too good. I think it's just lagging. Well, the good news is nobody's watching, so it doesn't matter. Oh, God. Okay, that's what needs to happen. You need to become a more full hand. A better hand. There we go. That's a little, no. It's a little bit better. A little bit. Gears.
It's 12
Alright, let's move on to the next one. What would be good for this one is like a little in between where he kind of scrunches down a little bit. Like this. I'm trying to. So okay, I'm just doing the pose. The arms are usually up here. There we go. There we go. Over there. And a little slow out. His face is going to kind of morph. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to keep going for like about 4 more minutes and get a nice 30-minute stream in there. And next time I do this, I really got to figure out how to make the stream run smoother. It's rubbing off on me. But anyway, yeah, I watched Bullet Train last night. Pretty damn fun movie. One thing I thought was kind of dumb was just how none of the civilians cared or noticed anything that was happening on the train. I guess spoiler warning? I don't know. Nobody knew what was happening. And they kept really hammering in the whole, like, oh, this guy really loves Thomas the Tank Engine thing. Which I guess was kind of important to his character, but I don't know. I just feel like they mentioned it quite a lot. To the point where it kind of stopped being funny after like the fifth time. But it was still a very exciting, engaging movie. Like, I remember I was like an hour in. It's pretty long. I mean, I don't know if it's like relatively long or anything, but like, uh, sorry, hang on. I gotta figure out what I want to do. So his fist is gonna be coming. So maybe he's kind of coming out like this. Yeah. So anyway, it was just. I was only gonna watch like an hour in, but then I got to an hour in, and it was like, oh man, I was so invested. I had to see how it ended. Kind of reminds me a lot of something like Suicide Squad, where a lot of the cast dies. And it's kind of one of those movies like where you're just on the edge of your seat, wondering, oh, okay, who's gonna make it out? And then, again, spoilers, but that little twist at the end with like him filling for that douchebag assassin was just the funniest, stupidest thing in the world to me. I liked that. It was just a fun movie, man. It was a fun time. Just a bit long, a bit ridiculous sometimes.
12 hours on the.
God. Come on, man. Ooh. Need to eat something. I'm hungry. Whoa. Look at this man. Look at him yawn. That is one yawning man right there. One thing I don't like about the whole streaming thing is just how slow it makes my computer go. Streaming and animating at the same time is not a very good combination for my old, janky old computer. So you got some good slow in here.
12 hours on the
Maybe a bit fast, so I'm going to add some more frames. So maybe add a frame here. Okay, wait. Here. Wait. Here. In between, right here. There we go. There it is. That's how you do it. It's a bit weird, like, his head's a bit big, but his arm's coming. His fist is right here. Okay, wait. His arms coming up here. Boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to watch Cowboy Bebop too. I've never seen it before. And I think the first couple episodes, from what I've watched, maybe I can rewatch them and I'll feel different. It's a little bit boring, honestly.
12 hours on.
I don't know if the dub's very good. Frame here. Just don't know about the dub. Doesn't look too great. Or it doesn't sound too great, to be honest, most of the time. I think after that Valentino, I just got to the episode where the Valentine lady gets there. And with the virus, the monkey business episode is where I'm at right now. Pretty fun episode. That was actually pretty engaging, and that's when I was having more fun watching it. But the first couple episodes, I don't know. It was like, I guess they're bounty hunting. Oh, it's the same fucking character, the too cool for school guy. Oh yeah, that's me. The suave bounty hunter. I'm Han Solo, but anime. I do like the cowboy commercials, though. That's funny. I like that. So
12 hours on the.
So it's a bit fast here.
12 hours on. 12 hours on. 12 hours.
Okay. I might make it grow a little bit. Maybe puff out his chest a little bit more. Or maybe what this needs is like peaks and then it stays for a second and then kind of deflates back down. Just like a kind of subtle deflate. It's a funny face. Oh, oh no. What is that face? And then, wow. So he's gonna kind of deflate that. Oh god. I don't know. One thing I like about Cowboy Bebop is just there's something about that vintage anime flavor that I just love. The backgrounds, character designs, slight graininess. It's like and the music, the sensibilities of music back then. I don't know how old Cowboy Bebop is though, but it does kind of look. I don't know when I watch it, it looks a little bit grainy. So I'm kind of left to assume that it's a bit old. Okay, maybe that's a bit too.
Hours on the train.